As more and more people spend more and more time indoors, whether that's at work or at home, it's important to address the idea of how beneficial it is for us to be outdoors, to be outside, and more specifically, to be out in nature. By now, we have plenty of studies that show how beneficial it is for us to be in nature. Nature, and being in nature specifically, can help to reduce stress, can provide us with cleaner air to breathe, can give us an opportunity to stretch our legs and move our bodies and connect with nature and other people and get away from all the technology and all the concrete and all the indoors and indoor air and all the things that come with toxicity and pollutants and stress and overwork. So we have plenty of studies that confirm this notion, this idea of how important it is for us to go outside, to be with nature. But unfortunately, we live in a very fast-paced world, a world that is often very competitive, a world where people have demanding jobs, a lot of responsibilities both at work and in their personal lives, and sometimes what may be good for you gets put on the back burner or gets put at the end of the line or the bottom of the list of things to do, simply because you have so much to do. You have all the responsibilities that you do. But, as is always the case, if you do not take some time to take care of yourself, to make sure that you are well, then you really will not be any good at taking care of everybody else, completing all the tasks and doing all the work, because you will not be well enough to do those things. You won't be able to do them well, and in worst case scenario, you won't be able to do them at all. So let's talk about taking a break every single day to go outside and to be with nature. And this is just as important for you whether you live in the city or you're out in the country or somewhere outside of city limits. We're talking about 10 or 15 minutes every day. It doesn't have to be a big production. It doesn't have to be a big deal. Even if you live in the city, even if you live in a highly or largely populated area, most cities have some kind of green space. So whether you go for a hike, a bike ride, a walk in the park, something, if you have a yard, maybe you go hang out in your yard and maybe you do some kind of gardening, something for 10 or 15 minutes every day. And I get it that sometimes weather is not favorable to that. If you are living somewhere where weather conditions are extreme, I get it that sometimes it can be difficult. But do your best. And on the days and the seasons when weather allows it, make sure you take advantage of that and make sure you get out and mingle with nature. 10-15 minutes a day, that's all I'm asking. But the benefits can be tremendous. And again, it can be as simple as going for a walk, going to the park, going to enjoy the green space in your community. Maybe it's a communal garden. Maybe it's a park. Maybe it's a field of some sort. Go out there and be one with nature. Take your dog, take your children, take your spouse, take your best friend, take your neighbor. Spend some quality time with another human being or an animal in your life while you're also being in nature. It doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be a production. Again, 10-15 minutes, and the benefits can be tremendous in terms of the stress relief, in terms of your health benefits, in terms of keeping active physically. This can be so important for those of you who have sedentary lifestyles otherwise, who sit at a desk at a computer all day long. It can be so important to go out there and walk. Some of you may be aware of other ways of connecting with nature or reconnecting with nature. So maybe walking or even standing barefoot on the ground, on some earth, some soil. People call that earthing or grounding. There are benefits associated with that. Things such as forest bathing, if you have some time for that. Going in the forest, forget your technology, leave that behind, and just be one with nature. Being mindful, spending some time with plants, with trees, with grass. And again, these sound so simple, yet so many people don't do it, especially on a regular basis. So think about how easy that can be as you are putting together the toolbox, your stress relief toolbox. How easy it can be to take 10 minutes a day. You need a break anyway. Everybody needs a break. Nobody on this earth can begrudge you 10 or 15 minutes a day. Everybody needs a break. You can do it alone. You can do it with someone else. You can do it with a dog or whatever pet you have. But take the 10 minutes for yourself. It's tremendous in terms of stress relief and health benefits. Do it every day, as much as you can. And again, if the weather is not favorable, make sure that you find a way when weather is favorable. And if you absolutely cannot go outside, connect with some plants indoors. Keep plants in your home, maybe in your office if possible. Make sure that you have nature around you. Now, let me just make sure that we are all on the same page. Just because you have plants in your house or in your workspace does not mean that you should not go outside and be in nature as much as possible. Every single day, if possible. 10-15 minutes, that's all it takes. This is probably one of the easiest tools to put in your stress management toolbox, so give it a try today. If you'd like to learn more about a comprehensive approach to stress management, check out the links below.